Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Beyond the Sewing Room. I'm Diane. So today I thought I'd share with you a little job I'm working on my husband's jeans. So I was about to do this and I thought I'd film it because some of you might like to see how I'm doing this. So my husband went to put some jeans on and found that they were a little bit tight. So what I'm going to do is add 2 V's in either side. So if you're wearing your jeans and you wear sort of crop tops and things, this might not be the method for you, but if you're going to be having a shirt over them or a t-shirt that at least covers the waistband, just past it, then this will probably be great for you because you can see the V in the side. I haven't got exactly the same colour denim, but I'm sure you won't mind because his t-shirts cover that. So what I've done, first of all, I'm going to show you, is cut just a slit in each side like this, just so that we've got some room. Now, how big you make this will depend how tight your jeans are. So I had this denim, so this is a non-stretch denim and it's quite lightweight, but what I've done is I've folded it in half, so the fold is at the top here, and then I've overlocked down each side and across the bottom so that we've got these 2 sort of wedge shaped pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert them in each side. Now the only thing that you might find difficult is if you haven't got a heavy duty machine, is stitching over it, especially where the seam meets. So you do need a denim needle and you do need to take care. So you may find that it helps if you tack it in with some stitches on the inside first of all, rather than trying to pin it, because pinning it will just make it more difficult to stitch and they also do get in the way sometimes. So just tack it in place and then just carefully, slowly walk your foot over the really thick parts when you're stitching it. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to put these in now. What I've also done is I've left a little bit of the top stitching just there, and hopefully we can leave that and keep that in, and it'll only be this side that needs to be folded back and hidden in the seam. Just stitching it down this side first. This seam is quite thick, just here where the waistband meets, so I'm just walking it over that. That will be to the inside. Just bring that over it to meet it on top. So that will be tucked in. I might need to release a couple of stitches just there for that to go over. We need to make sure it all lines up at the top. So I'm just going to poke that in and sort of tack that down with some hand stitches just to keep it in place. Right, that was a bit noisy, but what I've done is I've zigzagged up this side so that I could keep the raw edge and that bit of top stitching there. And then I've done the same here, and what I'm going to do is continue that top stitching in that colour along here and also along here, just to bring it in. But like I say, when they're on, you won't really notice it anyway. And we've just tried them to check that I've not done the V's too big, or the wedges that I've made to make sure that they're not too big, but they are just the right size actually, so it's right up to the edge where I've overlocked like that. So I'm going to add this one on now. It does help if you unpick any thick bits like this that are underneath on the seam. And that'll make it easier to stitch. And also here, look, on the waist, you can take some of that out with your scissors, and then you're not cutting through so much thickness then. If you take that out there, it's a little bit thinner for sewing. I'm just stitching this side down flat. I'm just doing a straight stitch up this side. Now also, before I've changed up my thread to top stitch at the waistband, I've changed to a zigzag stitch, a small stitch length, and then I've just gone back and forth over this point here, because you do find on jeans sometimes you get these warm points like this, where it looks like it's going to go into a hole, and this one is behind sort of the button placket here, but this one was on the front, and that's obviously because these have been stretching across there. And it's just worn, and because they're bleached and distressed anyway, it makes them weak when you buy jeans like this. But This one had gone really sort of see-through and like it was about to go into a hole just here. So I've just gone over it that way, zigzag stitches, and then turned it around the jean and then gone up and down it that way. So as you can see now, it's really woven in, and that won't come undone and that won't go into a hole now. So if you spot any areas on your jeans that look like they're about to do this, if you do this, you can catch them before they become a hole and before they need patching. So that's just something else to think about. Let's just go over this top bit of the waistband now. So that's those finished. It just gives that little bit extra at the side, so you've got a little bit extra each side to give you a bit of breathing room. And then once they're on, you'll not notice that. Like I say, t-shirt comes past here anyway. My husband doesn't tend to tuck his t-shirts in. I don't think many men do actually. But yeah. And these are his Levi's, so he wanted to save these, obviously. And that's just made them last a bit longer, so I hope that was helpful. Please remember, if you have a different way of doing it and you prefer to do it that way, that's fine. I just like to show the way I've done it, and if it's helpful to anybody, then that's great. So yeah, we all have different ways of doing things, and if my way is helpful to you, then that's always a bonus. Just in case anybody was interested, the needles that I was using were these. So they are hemline and they're jeans heavy 100. So if you're unsure which ones to get, have some of these in, because they always come in handy if you're patching. So if you're patching and then you're zigzagging over the patch, they're always useful to have in for that. Even if you don't make jeans, they're really useful for repair, so just something to think about. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope to be back soon with more sewing inspiration for you. I'll be back soon. Bye for now.